Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks, the State of Our World on Tuesday, December 28, 2021. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent, all three. Now, what are some of the headlines for today? Okay, scholar Angela Davis on prison abolition, justice for Palestine, and critical race theory, and more. Thank you, Angela Davis. Angela Davis on Imagining New Worlds, the campaign for free Mumia and the Biden presidency. Thank you. And his spirit reflected a giant. Mumia Abu Jamal remembers Archbishop Desmond Tutu's visit on death row. Thank you. And People Have the Power. Poet singer Patti Smith awarded a key to New York City. Thank you. Congratulations, Patti Smith. Okay. Now, she is a legendary poet, singer, author, and an activist. And congratulations. Thank you. Now, what else is happening out there? Okay. World coronavirus cases hit record high as Omicron surges. You have to stop it. People have to pay attention, do the right thing. Israel tests fourth vaccine doses as coronavirus surges in largely unvaccinated African nations. And Israel is rolling out a fourth vaccine, a fourth shot people can get, but cases are rising fast in neighboring countries. Only about 6% of people are fully vaccinated. Now, Israel's opened clinical trials looking into the safety and efficacy of a fourth shot of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Israel heart surgeon was the first to receive it. Well, Israel and Australia has reported nearly 12,000 new cases, by far its highest daily toll of the pandemic. Officials also reported Australia's first death from the Omicron variant. Now, Israel, you have a population they're Palestinians, they're Muslims, they're Arabs, they live in the occupied territories, they live in East Jerusalem, they live in Gaza. They need this vaccine. So instead of using your resources to give a fourth shot to Hebrews in Israel, why don't you vaccinate your other constituents who you are responsible for, whether you like it or not, okay? Do the right thing, Israel. Okay, now, all right, what else is happening? Biden warns governors of looming shortages of hospital beds as COVID-19 cases near pandemic highs. CDC recommends shorter isolation for people with asymptomatic coronavirus infections. That's not a good idea. You're shortening the quarantine time, isolation time. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Let people go through and get all the isolation time they need. Afghan Taliban bans women from road trips without a male escort. Oh, that's nice. Afghan is going back to the Dark Ages. For 40 years, they had the West and the East after them for their resources. Talks on reviving Iran nuclear deal resume in Vienna. Good. I hope they get to a deal. Iraq's top court ratifies results of October's contested election. Okay. That was back in October. So, hopefully, the party of Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr did win the most seats, so we'll see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, now, Russia to hold talks with the U.S. and NATO allies over Ukraine border tensions. I think you should help Ukraine and don't let Russia get away with what they're doing. Okay. New German government moves to legalize recreational marijuana. Good for you. Biden signs NDAA defense budget, lifting Pentagon budget to a record-shattering $778 billion. That's a win for the defense industry. When we need people who don't have housing or food, health care. LAPD video shows officer fatally shooting suspect and 14-year-old in department store. They're going to hold the LAPD accountable? I don't know. U.S. coronavirus cases skyrocket as Omicron spreads at unprecedented pace. China orders a lockdown for 13 million in Xi'an province. Pope Francis calls for universal access to vaccines. I agree with that. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who battled apartheid in South Africa and championed human rights, has passed away at the age of 90. God bless you, Archbishop. Israel plans to double population of legal settlements in occupied Golan Heights. Now, Golan Heights is what Israel captured in the 1967 Six-Day War, and but unfortunately it has not gone back to the Palestinians, and Trump recognized the Golan Heights as sovereign Israeli territory, and the Biden administration said that it would not challenge Donald Trump's recognition. This is all in violation of international law, defiance of international law. Golan Heights do not belong to Israel. Okay. Now, Burmese military accused of massacring dozens of civilians. Yes, and weighing whole Burma accountable. Burma is a former British colony. Why don't the British do something? They're the ones that put the military in power. It supposedly gave Burma their freedom. Actually, it was a gift to the Burmese military. The British, what a wonderful country. Iraqi Kurds hold funerals for family members who drowned crossing the English Channel. Okay, now, Kurdistan, well, the Middle East was pretty much controlled by the British, and they should really be part of the British Commonwealth, should be allowed to come to the British Isles. I mean, if you're a former colony of the British, as Iraq was, you should be able to go to the British Commonwealth, member of the British Commonwealth, and travel freely and visit freely in the British Isles. That's a right granted to other members of the Commonwealth, such as those of Africa, South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, and of course Australia and New Zealand. So we'll see what happens. British are responsible for all the horrors of colonialism. Okay, now, so that's a lot of news we have here. Now, how about just a little water first? Okay, now, I forgot to sing the song yesterday, so I'll sing the song today. Okay, the song I'd like to sing today it's a good question. Okay. Life is worth living if you give it a chance. So don't give up and don't give into despair. There are so many creatures who God hath created who would love to have a chance at life. So that can be your purpose, to help them to live a good life. Life is very precious, so don't trifle with it, for once it is gone, you cannot get it back. Perhaps you need a new outlook on life, or new friends. Life is worth living if you give it a chance, so don't give up and don't give into despair. Okay, thank you for tuning in this evening of Tuesday, December 28, 2021, for another meeting of Caroline Speaks the Seven World. I hope you come back and join us again tomorrow. That song I just sung is a little song I wrote. Hope you liked it. And take care of yourself and others. Wear a mask, practice social distancing, and when the vaccine is available for you to say if you take it, I would take it. I had mine on May 27th. I'm at the end of May. I'm due for a booster 8 months later on the end of January, so I have to think about doing that. Okay, thank you for joining us. Take care of yourself and others. Remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night.